Welcome to Wedding Day Podcast with your hosts, Sonja Babich, CEO of Iron Diamond Media, a leading wedding resource featuring 7 localized wedding brands across the country.
Hi everybody, this is Sonja Babich with Wedding Day Podcast. I am here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. My co-host today is Sydney Stevens, the editor of Wisconsin Bride and Nebraska Wedding Day and the managing editor of Minnesota Bride. And our guest is Dan Nowak. He is the owner and CEO and tall guy of Brazen Standard Hospitality. And he has come into, I think, the Wisconsin Bride world in the past couple of years. And he is formerly known as Tall Guy in a Grill. And we can deep dive more into that. But Brazen Hospitality, Standard Hospitality, right, is the new entity that you are going with the last 2 years, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, but thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So you said that you started 12 years ago, is that right?
Almost 15 years now.
15.
Yeah. I didn't have any gray hair when I started, so.
You barely have any gray hair.
Yeah, we started with, I started Tall Guy in Grill Catering. That was a part-time job for me. So this is actually like our 15th year doing catering, which is wild to think about that. In 2022, we kind of launched a hospitality group just to start to kind of allow people to book things besides just Tall Guy for the catering. So we have the Crafted Tavern, which is our bar catering service. And we also have the dessert cart, which we just launched last year in 2024, which is our dessert catering service. So really allowing people to kind of do a one-stop shop. We also do all the tabletop rentals as well. So really you can get everything you need for your wedding, or really if you just need a dessert vendor, you need someone to handle the bar, you just need somebody for a rehearsal dinner from the catering side. We can kind of really do a lot of different things with the hospitality group now.
Nice. I think it's, you were sharing earlier, like having the different divisions, because sometimes you got your food covered. And
Exactly.
And you can just say, I need help with the beverage avenue and where to go. And that's recently new, right, in the last 2 years?
It is, yeah. So the Crafted Tavern, it's funny, we are here at the lovely, Events by Design office. We're actually doing a wedding this summer where we're doing bar, and there's a different caterer at this event. So again, case in point for us being able to kind of slide in some of those other services.
Yeah,
so
it's like a la carte options.
Yeah.
Cool.
A la carte, dessert cart, no pun intended. So.
And you have 100 employees, is that correct?
We do, yeah, which is also kind of crazy to think about. It's sort of just like my wife and I, and then, quitting my full-time job to do this, and it was just me for the longest time, and just kind of grown from there. So really, like a lot of people, we kind of had to, hate to use the P word, pivot coming out of COVID. We have a mostly brand new team besides our COO and my business partner, Alyssa, is still there, but we really have a rock star team, really good service team. Sales is excellent, and probably the most talented group of chefs we've ever had before. So it's an exciting time for me and the team.
Bravo.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so great. So we are learning from you being a green caterer. And you have shared that you are a green caterer. What does that mean, being a green caterer?
Yeah, so right now we are the only certified green caterer in the state of Wisconsin. So we had to get that certification through the Green Restaurant Association. So other than just kind of what you see a lot of us doing on the catering side with kind of the palm leaf plates and more of the non-plastic disposables, there's a lot of criteria we have to meet. I think I was sharing earlier, we actually hop on a FaceTime every year. We walk around the kitchen and kind of look at everything from our composting capacity to the Energy Star efficiency of all of our equipment, the regulators in all of our water faucets, all this like really super boring stuff.
Yeah.
But really, I think catering, I think maybe in addition to floral, we really have a high environmental impact on what we do. There can be a lot of waste, especially when you're talking about, if we're doing the food, if you're doing the bar, there's wine bottles, there's beer bottles, there's cups, there's cocktail napkins. So really trying to figure out a way how we can compost some of those things and be as environmentally friendly as possible. Beyond some of those like physical things, there's also the makeup of the menu as well. So 25% of our menu items are actually vegetarian. So offering a lot of those options. I know we're in the Midwest, where we have a lot of meat and potato fans around here. We definitely do a very good job with that. Source a lot of our proteins and beef from the Midwest. We have a lot of great vegetarian options as well.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So, how do you train like your staff to work in a green kitchen? Because that's a little different too.
Yeah, and I think just because of our marketing, our advertising, and kind of our company mission, vision, and values, which we've really been kind of recommitting to this year, we tend to attract a certain type of person that wants to come work for us. Right. We would talk about not just sustainability with the food and the environmental impact of the business, but also the sustainability of our team as well. I think you can't make somebody do something. We all have teams and employees. You can't make somebody do something they don't want to do. So really, we have a great team that's almost like challenging each other, where somebody sees somebody toss like some eggshells in the garbage, is saying, hey, why are you tossing that in the garbage and not in the compost bin? So it's really, we have this great team that kind of helps hold each other accountable. But we still have, I mean, there's signs everywhere. There is annual trainings. We have Melissa on our team as our staff manager. We hire all of our staff in-house and don't use any staffing agencies. So we really take on that burden of training, and part of that is all of our sustainability practices.
Yeah, and I feel like it brings in people who care about that stuff, right? Like people that do care about the environment and sustainability want to work for you because of that like title that you guys have.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that it's, again, you have to want to do it, and it's holding each other accountable too, and making sure that we're all doing it. So, and we're all challenging each other to live up to our mission and vision too. And it's great to see the team even challenge me, like, hey, we should do more, we should volunteer more in the community. So we did some lovely wheelbarrows of mulch at one of the Urban Ecology Center locations in Washington Park. We're planting flowers in the neighborhood right by us to start the year. We've done stuff for the Hunger Task Force before as well. And we're doing some stuff coming up for the city of West Dallas for some free Thanksgiving meals for families who can't afford that too. So
that's really nice.
So doing what we can, again, with all of our very busy lives, as we're coming up here onto busy wedding season. So.
Yeah. With busy wedding season, again, going back to just the green, does it take longer when you made that switch from being green, like operational wise, or are you guys got it down now that it doesn't take that much more effort?
I think, we were already probably doing about 80% of the stuff to get the certification. And someone on our team was like, hey, there's this certification and we should kind of go for it. So we had to make a few tweaks. There's different levels to that certification as well, so there's definitely some additional things we can do in the future. But yeah, we were already kind of doing some of that, so like why not capitalize on things that we're just already doing? That's kind of a part of our company ethos already.
Yeah, and that kind of goes into sustainability, right? Was that the right word I'm supposed to say?
Yeah, I think
right?
so.
Sustainability? Yeah, just going back to being like sustainability of like just being energy saving and all the things, but like wedding couples don't think about that. They're all about the show and the foo-foo and the yumminess and the party. Well, so it's good to have these pros to come in and be like, let's have a fun party, but let's try to be friendly to our world. For
sure. And I think you were talking a little bit before too about how you attract a certain type of employee. And again, it's, we're not going to be the best fit for everybody. I mean, I will say, along with all the sustainable practices, and again, we're a 90% scratch kitchen. We get over half of our ingredients from the state of Wisconsin. All of those things contribute to that sustainability factor. Of our bar service. Not a lot of like super high-end wines in the state ofWisconsin, but
no, not in Minnesota either.
They're still good. Yes, they're still good. I still have some at home. But yeah, so it's all that time it takes the product to get to you too, right? These seasonal menus, like not having strawberries on your menu in January when they're coming on a truck across from California. I love California. I'm heading out there in a few weeks. But again, it's not going to be as good of a product, and it's not as sustainable for us to be having that in the winter.
How do you source that? Do they come to you to be like, hey, we sell strawberries. Do you want to buy them from us? How do they?
So we're lucky to be here in West Dallas, the suburb of Milwaukee. There's a huge farmers market. So seasonally here in the Midwest, we can get anything, right? We have to kind of revert to a lot of those root vegetables in the wintertime. There's a hydroponic farms in the city we can get some stuff from. And I think it's also, as we've gotten bigger too, I get a little bit jealous sometimes of the like smaller restaurants who can run a special for a week and say, hey, we've got this lamb we bought from this super local farm that only raises like 20 lambs a year. And we're like, okay, we have to feed, 6-ounce fillets to 500 people across, 8 weddings this weekend. How do you make sure that product is consistent? So we've actually partnered up with some of our local produce companies and kind of bigger distributors to say, hey, which of your items on your platform were you buying locally from the state of Wisconsin, and how can we order from you at a little bit more of a bulk discount, but also still support local farmers and kind of still live up to that mission. So that's kind of a challenge with our chefs, doing a combination of like emails and texts and some of the cliches about farmers, and some of those things are still like you're trying to, they're out in the field and you're trying to text them. You're like, hi, can you drop off some corn this week for us? So it's a commitment to the chefs too, to not do things the easiest way. And again, Scratch Kitchen, sometimes it's much easier to just open up a can of something and heat it up and serve it. Right. The unfortunate thing is some of that stuff tastes really good. I'm also a huge like Trader Joe's fan sometimes too. So like it is nice to get home and kind of heat and serve. So yeah.
But that's probably what couples really appreciate about your company too, like especially Wisconsin couples, right? Like if they're bringing in people from all over the country, like they get to showcase a dish that's, you know, X percentage Wisconsin based from scratch. And like, I think that that's really cool that they get to experience all these different things about Wisconsin in one place.
Yeah, definitely. And we're always happy to take people's recipes too. We have our chef de cuisine, Nikki's in charge of all our kind of custom menu stuff. Cool. We have our 2 executive chefs, Sam and Joanna. I mean, they're so great about, you know, sourcing local and working some of those personal flavors into the menus too.
So this sounds all great and yummy, but we know this all costs money, right?
Yes, it does.
I think in the mind of a $20 plate is not practical anymore in this world. How do you have to educate couples on this? Like, I'll just probably, they meet you and they want to have you as their caterer, but they're willing just to have a basic chicken, potato, and green bean meal. And they're like, and they get the price. They're like, but I picked the probably less expensive option. And you're like, well, there's labor and there's all the things. Like, how do you like go with that obstacle too?
Yeah, I think that, you know, the flip side of that too is all this stuff sounds nice, right? The sustainability and the scratch cooking and you know, all of our hourly wages on average are, you know, between 17 and 18 bucks an hour. So we make sure we're trying to pay our employees as much as possible. Again, that doesn't make us the cheapest option out there from a catering standpoint either. And we know that. We're aware of the large expense that happens with weddings. And we try to encourage our couples too to say, hey, make sure you're kind of comparing apples to apples when you're shopping around your venues, your caterers, your florists, and kind of match up with, like, again, what your budget is, first of all, because, you know, we're not going to be the fit for everybody on that standpoint, but what's important to you. And are you comparing the same thing on your proposals too? Is it, hey, what's included in here? We have very kind of all-inclusive pricing. There's not anything hidden. We say, hey, here's the pricing. You know, we include a small gratuity for our staff on there too, because again, they work hard. We train them in-house. We think that we are providing, and I shouldn't say we know we're providing a higher quality staff member to the events than some other of our competitors are. So, yeah.
So when they're like comparing estimates, you know, from competitors, what should they look for?
I think they should be just kind of asking questions to make sure everything is included on there, right? I know that everything from China to linens to maybe asking like, hey, where are you sourcing this from? Like, or hey, I'm seeing strawberries on your winter menu. What do you have that's more seasonal? I think that just kind of asking questions when you see something that may be missing from the proposal, and just kind of say, hey, is this included? Do I really need this? And then being honest with your caterer too and say, hey, is there anything that I, you know, don't need that I can get down to X, Y, Z, because, you know, we're more than happy to work with budgets too.
I love that you said that. Ask questions, because if you don't, that's when the surprises happen.
Exactly.
The week of your wedding or the day of your wedding, and it's because you didn't ask questions and you assumed. I always tell the team knows this is my thing. If you're assuming, that's not a yes or a no. You have to ask the questions to find out what's what product you're going to have or what we can communicate. I kind of learned my lesson on one event with Team Bride by not asking those questions with the caterer. Like, I don't get plates and cups with that proposal? What? Because in Minnesota, you do. Again, but every community, every caterer, every business is all different. Yeah, so that was one big curveball for Team Bride, but we handled it.
Well, I think for us too, on the pricing standpoint, we've actually been, this sounds counterintuitive to any business owner, nobody ever wants to lower their prices, but we've implemented, I mean, a really, really great food costing software. So for the first time in, I think, ever, we have really like food cost that's updating every single week. So we're actually going to be lowering our prices on a few things, which sounds like wild to say that.
Right.
But really just to kind of make it more competitive and to provide that transparent pricing to people, right?
So
I think that's perfect.
Going from my background from helping I worked at a golf club and we did food in-house. I think it's like how you're saying pricing. It's probably because you have different distributors that are giving you maybe better pricing on that. So just sharing that restaurants and caterers have these distributors. How can I give a good example? It's like Adidas selling to Walmart, right? Is a horrible example, but they are like, we have a $60 shoe that you can sell for $80 or whatever. So these distributors are here to help the client, the caterers, like give a good product, one, or you get the product that's being delivered and you're like, that's not up to our standards.
Well, exactly, and I think there's different price points for especially your center of the plate proteins, your chicken, your beef, your salmon, like all of our seafood is sustainably sourced. So if you get our pricing for a salmon entree, you can definitely find some salmon that's cheaper on a different menu. It's a matter of what's important to you. We're not here to tell anybody what's right and wrong, but that's just kind of, we're serving stuff that our staff has bought into it. Our chefs want to cook that food.
And enjoy cooking that food.
Yeah. Again, it's easier to crack open a country club, or I think I worked at a bunch of quick service places too.
Yeah.
It's easier to open up the container salad dressing, which is cheaper than having a chef and you're buying the 10 components to make that ranch dressing from scratch. Then you're just like, all right, I'm opening up the bottle of Kraft. There's nothing wrong with Kraft either. If they're a sponsor of the podcast,
you never know. I do like Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Hey, done and done. I'll do boxed mac and cheese still. It's still a part of my very adult diet. So.
But yeah, going back to that your catering team, they are checking in that food when they, because they have to place the order. I don't know about you. When did you normally place your order that if it was outsourced?
Usually, so a lot of times for weddings, we're asking for final guest count 2 weeks out.
Yep,
some of the bigger, the broadliners, we're ordering just our basic flour and some of those things. We can place those orders as late as like a Thursday or Friday for that to come in on a Monday, and then our team will come in on Tuesday, and that's kind of when like the madness of the week will start. Some of those artisan vendors we work with, some of those farmers, we need to let them know a week or two ahead of time so we can make sure that they have enough product. We want to say, hey, if we need 50 pounds of X amount of product, if they can give us 25, that gives us time to source that other 25 from somewhere else.
That makes sense.
So then, like, say we got the salmon in, and it comes in that Tuesday before that Saturday wedding, like, the team is actually checking to make sure it's, like,
for sure,
legit and good, and they, if not, they're calling their rep and being like, you gotta get me new salmon, buddy, by Saturday.
Oh, and that's just stuff that happens, right? Stuff comes damaged, or it's the wrong product, or it's, most of the stuff now too, there are so many safety standards in place with all vendors that you don't really see that too often. But mistakes happen.
Yeah,
so.
They do. But that's why you have your pros and your team to work together to make magic happen.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What has been like the biggest, like, because being an entrepreneur, just starting up, that's super awesome. Like the biggest celebration that you've had, like, through the process, like, that was one of your biggest achievements?
Well, you mean as far as like an event that we did?
It could do
perhaps,
anything. It could be internal, external.
I think the fact that we're still around after 15 years.
That's a victory.
I think small business is tough. Being in hospitality, especially on the food service side of things, it's rare that you see somebody that makes it longer than 10 years. I think that's a commitment to, I would say, kind of like falling in love with some of the boring stuff. Looking at, I have a finance background and I worked with 401k plans before I did this, and I'm just like I'm a weirdo that has like a numbers background,
and love
but then
food.
Also doing this, and then you love food, but that doesn't really serve you well when it comes to running a business. It's like a wild thing. But yeah, I think just super proud of our team too. I think in order to continue growing too, and eventually, I think we all want to work a little bit less at a certain point. I love working and putting my time in, but being able to have the team that we have in place to know that when we're doing these 6-7 weddings in a day, we don't have like an ABC squad that goes out there. Like each one of those teams is just as qualified as the other to lead those events. That's a kudos to like from Melissa and our chefs and everybody else all on down who are training those people, and us kind of holding them to those standards as well. And again, not burning them out and working them 78 hours a week in the summertime. I think we've all done that, and we all don't want to keep doing that. So trying to keep them as fresh as possible throughout the year too.
Yeah, you shared that. I noticed that you like that life balance of not overworking your team is important.
It's a big part of our company ethos too. Like when we hire people, we let them know like, hey, you will definitely push like that, 45 to 50 during the summer, but also in the wintertime, hey, you're working a lot less hours, and even in season, if it's a Thursday and all your stuff is buttoned up and like prep's done early in the kitchen, or all your emails are answered and it's 3:30, you don't need to come ask anybody to go home. Like, please leave and go home and get a couple hours back to your schedule, because it all evens out. It's kind of like work until the job is finished, not just like work just to work.
Totally. it's all a balance, especially in wedding world where it's like so seasonal here in Wisconsin.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there's not a lot of outdoor weddings happening in February. So.
Maybe pond hockey.
Oh yeah. There's some fun ice parties and like Mitten Fest and a few fun things that happen around here. So
I kind of had a question for you. I want to know. I know this probably changes all the time, but do you have like a favorite dish, like that your company's made that just stands out to you over the years?
I hate that question.
Okay, I'm
No,
sorry.
just kidding.
Don't answer it.
I will say that some of the things that have been on our menu for quite a long time, I still go back to. We have a lot of stuff because we're in the Midwest. We have to have steak and chicken and some of those plated options. We always have 12, 15, 20 different sauces on the side. We have a roasted tomato butter that has stood the test of time that I absolutely love that goes well with anything. And our chimichurri, I will also put that on anything as well. I've definitely taken, when I used to work more weddings, I would definitely just take a dinner roll and put tomato butter on it and just smash that in my face for my meal.
Yeah.
I do like our, we have some newer menu items. We have a swordfish on our menu.
Cool.
That our executive chef Joanna's been super excited about. You don't see that a lot on catering menus.
Not in the Midwest.
I think we do a really good job with our barbecue as well. I will not say we're not doing competition barbecue. I think some of our brisket, some of our barbecue items are super good too.
Okay, cool.
And we bottled our own barbecue sauce too.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Dan, for sitting with us on Wedding Day Podcast. It was very educational, so thank you. And also just happy that you're a great member and just a big supporter too. You're just, it's awesome. We're happy for you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, thanks everybody for tuning into Wedding Day Podcast. We'll see you next time. See you, bye.